today's episode of Street Notes, I got what might be one of my favourite photos ever. I'll break down why, and I'll cover what this shot taught me and how you may be able to apply this to your own process. And just before we get started, if you enjoy this channel or this series, hit the like button, it is much appreciated. So what we're starting off here is some warm-up shots, some shots that didn't work out. This is normal. This is a normal part of the process. For me, it's just a case of seeing things, taking some shots, trying it out, seeing if there's an interesting way of composing something. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's something I can come back to and it will work down the line. Here we've got Eddie, Jack and Rudy, who I'm shooting with. Eddie just rented a Leica M10, so everybody's kind of drooling over that a little bit. Crossing the road here, there's this couple in this nice light, and as I got to them, I thought I was going to get this runner coming through and then Eddie's shadow on the wall there, but I was just slightly late. The couple turned away. I only got the very edge of Eddie's shadow, so it was almost a good frame, but it didn't quite work out, unfortunately. You can see these nice patches of light later in the day in Denver start to kind of bounce around. It's unfortunate that the light's not good all the way down the street, but when these patches do crop up, it's nice because it changes over time and they're only around at certain times of the years in certain spots. Moving up to the top of 16th Street here, there's these furniture removal people just like clearing out some stuff in an office building, and started photographing them for a little while. They were fine with it. The guy definitely thought we were a bunch of weirdos, but it was okay. Quite like this one, as this guy was kind of holding onto this piece of furniture and rolling it around. Unfortunately, something else is needed on the left side. So trying to use the furniture here as sort of a foreground element to kind of abstract the scene. Here we have a nice kind of a gesture as they move this thing around. However, again, the right side of the frame this time is a little bit bland, so moving on. We moved on from that spot, and the light's not good here, but I see this guy kind of texting behind this door. Thought maybe I could use the door as a foreground element. He does look up, but then he kind of looked down the street as I got the next shot. And as I expected, the light wasn't as good, and it doesn't really turn out as well as I hoped. This kid was saying something to their parents who were trying to figure out where they were going, I think. Here's a little bit of a busy scene. The kid kind of fills out the frame nicely there, and it's okay, I don't mind it. Again though, the light's not good enough, so it's not really successful in my mind. You can see how good the light gets at this time of day as it bounces off all these different buildings in Denver. There's a lot of reflective surfaces which I like. There was seemed to be a car crash. Nobody was injured. It just looks worse than it is. So we hung around here to kind of see if we could figure out what happened, but also see if maybe something interesting would happen. The light was reflecting off of the building across the street, which caused this flare, but nothing was lighting up that scene that was happening. Now that scene made us walk around the other way around this block, and the light on this section of restaurants was fantastic. And I was looking for something desperately as we were walking along here, and there was this guy sitting on his own waiting on food or something, and he made this sort of gesture reaching for whatever, I don't know if he was reaching for the menu or what, but he lifted his hand slightly, and the light is absolutely beautiful here. I love the colours This is just how it looked out of the camera. The GR colours, they're fantastic when the light is good. I've split the frame with that patio heater, and I like that my own shadow is on the opposite side in that blue pillar. Oh, like that. It's the fucking colours in this camera, sir, that's all it is. You know, under normal conditions I probably wouldn't have loved this photo, but the light has just made it what it is. Maybe I should have waited there till he turned and looked at me, that might have been
see that picture again, I gotta see it. Yeah, see the yellow, the orange,
the reds. You know.
Kenny, do you want to just walk back along there?
Yeah. Try to sneak another.
Or do you want to go to the next street? I suggested that we just walk back along there just to see if we'd get something else. I had a feeling that maybe I could get closer to that guy or something. But as we got up to him, he said, "Hey guys, I remember you." And it turned out Rudy and Jack had actually photographed him before. He was doing slacklining in the park. After a second, his date arrives, and we sort of said goodbye and moved on. I just stuck around for a little half second though to photograph that hug.
you get that.
Yeah, I think so.
You son of a...
I had a feeling this photo was going to be good, and I was really glad that I stuck around, because the waitress came in from the left and she filled out that side of the frame on the other side of the patio heater. So it's basically the same composition as before, but the content was very different. So we've got this light, colour and gesture, things that I always want in photos that I love. So I'm going to move on and I'll talk about what this taught me at the end of the video. We walked on and went towards where the light would still be good, which is the more open areas of the city, and the light's nice on this sort of art installation. I've always been hoping for times where there'd be good light here and maybe something interesting happening, and I'm shooting photos as I'm approaching, but my aim is to get a little bit closer as this couple sort of do a photo shoot of each other. I try to fill the frame with all of the red stripes, and the lady is standing posing for her husband or boyfriend in this nice light. There we go. Before I talk about the takeaways from that photo that I said might be one of my favourites, if you are interested in the gear that I use or my recommendations, if you're in the market for a street photography camera or something like that, check out the links in the description. I'll show you the gear that I actually use, as well as gear that I recommend or have used that I think is great for street photography. If you don't have the budget to buy new, you can always go back a couple of generations, buy some used stuff. It's still perfectly good. And these links are affiliate links, so if you do happen to click on anything and then subsequently buy something, I get a small commission from the seller at no extra cost to you. So if nothing else, this is a great way to support this channel at no cost to yourself. So my takeaways from that photo that I am pretty pleased with. The first thing is that whenever I find a location that has good color and light, I need to stick around there. And sticking around might mean a different thing in different situations. It could just be sitting down or standing somewhere. It might mean taking a slow walk around a larger area that has that good light in it and looking for things that might be happening. Or it could be chatting to someone or striking up a conversation in order to find a way into a situation. And in this case, the subject actually struck up a conversation with us first because he recognized the guys that I was shooting with. And it wasn't until we were just about to leave that I paused and took a few extra seconds because I saw the potential for a good gesture or something happening there. And as luck would have it, it did work out. And it's also taught me that a familiar location, somewhere that you've been many, many times, can still surprise you, throw up new things, and actually be quite fruitful when you least expect it to. I've spent most of the last year shooting downtown Denver because that was the place that had sort of the most activity, especially on weekdays when I was able to get out and shoot. After walking up that fairly small area, we had been talking that day about, maybe trying other spots because downtown maybe was getting a little repetitive or boring, or we weren't sure if we were really going to find anything else there. And while it is true that I do need to branch out and go to some other locations and explore things there, it's also true that continuing to come back to downtown Denver will still throw up new things as things change, as new people come along. There's always something different, no matter how old the location might seem. So before I end this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to be notified when I make new videos. So thank you very much for watching. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Do you think it's one of my best photos? Or is it am I just overly romantic about this one? But anyways, I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.